Hey gang, Pastor Jerry here. Good evening. It's nighttime. I'm here in my home and I'm doing my Bible study right now for what I'm teaching on Sunday. And so it's talking about forgiveness. And I was meaning to do just a review on the movie that my wife and I saw last night. And so I was going to share that with you guys real quick and just kind of share about the whole thing on love. Hey, Corey. The movie that we saw last night is called Emanuel. And hey, Fred. And it talks about, or it's a documentary on the 2015 massacre of 9 blacks in a South Carolina church. Hey, T. And it is a very, very powerful, painful, gut-wrenching, surreal documentary on life in the South and the struggle that blacks and whites have had there for 200 years. And it's a movie that every person, especially every Christian, needs to see. It just completely just rendered my wife and I speechless in so many areas. And so, but if you have a chance to go see it, it's here in Henderson right now. It'll be showing actually tomorrow night at 6:30, at 7 o'clock at Sunset Station. And but a guy named Dylan Roof, a young white guy, went into a church and he murdered 9 people, and he left, I think, 1 or 2 people alive, 1 on purpose, maybe 2 on accident. And he just killed people and killed people and killed people. And he shot one lady 7 times, and I guess the lady was in her 50s or 60s, and she was hiding under a table. And and he said that he was killing black men so they would stop raping white women. And he was just totally disturbed. So, and there had been so much anger and so much hatred on both sides of the race aisle in this city for decades, for centuries, that it was just a tinderbox waiting to happen. And so they found the young man who did the shooting. They found him in somewhere in North Carolina. And wow. And so they found him in North Carolina, so Haiti. And so they brought him up for arraignment. And in an unusual, I guess, procedure, the judge allowed each family to say something to Dylan Roof. And so Black Lives Matter, NAACP, both sides of the aisle, blacks and whites, were waiting for what these families were going to say to this young man. And when the young man came up for arraignment, the parents and the families were given an opportunity. And one of the lady's daughters, whose mom was murdered, said, "You have no idea what you took from me. No idea the pain I'll have in my life for the rest of my life. But I want you to know that I forgive you. That I forgive you." And there was a pastor whose wife was murdered. And he followed up after her and he said, "You have taken my wife. You've taken the thing that I love the most. But I forgive you and I pray God's mercy on you." And it was, I mean, oh my gosh. And it just broke that young man. Now, granted, he's on death row right now, and he'll probably die on death row. And I'm not saying that's not a just penalty for what he did. But the kicker was this, is that the black groups, the white groups were waiting for gasoline to be poured on this tinderbox of anger. And one of the Black Lives Matter guys said that when they said that they forgave that white boy, it put a nail in our coffin. So love covers a multitude of sins. And y'all, it's a great movie. You got to go see it. I don't think I remember any profanity in it at all, but it is powerful on both sides, blacks and whites, and it lets us know as Christians how far we've come, where we are now, and how far we have to go. And there was one guy in the church who said he can't forgive him yet because he murdered his sister, and he said that he's a work in progress. And that broke my heart, because I thank God that he wasn't one of the ones who spoke at the arraignment, because that could have caused a race riot and killed many, many people. So, you know, my life is forgiveness. Our lives are forgiveness. And so I just want to challenge you guys today. I don't care if it's the person who molested you, an ex-spouse. It doesn't matter. When a woman can walk into a courtroom and see her mother's murderer, who put a gun to her mom's head and pulled the trigger multiple times, and can say, "I forgive you." I mean, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? So let's, as Christians, take up that mantle of forgiveness, of forgiveness for everything, because the Bible says that while we were yet sinners, Christ forgave us. God forgave us. So I have work to do myself. I've gotten better. I'm not where I want to be, because it doesn't happen always instantly for me. But I pray that I can have the same response as those men and women had. I pray that it never happens to me, but I pray that that response is always ready. No matter what happens to me as a pastor, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a man, that I always walk in forgiveness. That kind of mega forgiveness, that kind of godlike forgiveness that is so quick to love, because love covers a multitude of sins. Anyway, guys, go see the movie. It's a great movie. It's called Emanuel, and it's by a Christian director. I think it's produced by what's the guy's name? Stephen Curry, who plays for the Golden State Warriors, and he's a Christian also. But wow, I mean, I'm talking to you now, and I'm reliving what they said. The movie is so powerful. It is just so powerful. So anyway, love you guys a ton, and y'all have a great night. Hey, Gloria, good to hear from you, girl. Hey, T, I love you, man. Tyrone and TJ, I love you guys. All right, guys, go see the movie. Share this. This is going to be on Facebook like it is now. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please do that, Sin City Pastors. And like and share, and be a part of the process. Share this with someone that you love. Share this with anybody. Share it on your Facebook page. Share it on your YouTube channel. And just share the gospel, because people need to hear this. Christians, there are so many Christians I know who don't walk in forgiveness. They walk in feelings. And forgiveness is not a feeling, it's a choice. And you've got to make the choice to be like Jesus. Because if you don't make the choice to be like Jesus, you are being like his enemy. And when you die, you'll go ahead and hang out with the one that you served, not the one that you tried to imitate. All right, I'm going inside. I'm going to shower, go to bed. Love y'all. Have a good night. Peace. Love y'all.